Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video might be a long one because we're gonna go through all the books that I've put on my summer and immediate TBR. Be a long one because we're gonna go through all the books that I've put on my summer and immediate TBR. So I have two of these carts. This is my big cart. I have a baby cart, which the tripod's on right now. But this is my big cart. And it is taller than me when I am sitting. And it's double-sided. I don't know how much you guys can see, but it is double-sided. Now you might ask yourself,
Heather, is it possible to read this many books within the summer season?
And I think my answer is going to have to be no. Nothing is impossible. With that being said, I am a huge mood reader, so options are pretty much my best friend. So we've got a bit of every genre. We've got some contemporary fiction. We've got thrillers, mysteries, YA romance, YAs, romance, dystopians. We've got some classics, fantasy, YA fantasy. We got some dark romance. We got a bit of everything on here. Horror. Don't know if I said that, but we got that on here too. Just a bit of everything to give me some options. So this is our seasonal immediate TBR. Without further ado, let's just get right into it because there is too many books. My question is, do we take all the books off and as I show you, I put them back on? I think that's the best way. Okay, we're gonna do that. Let's fast forward me taking all the books off. The cart is now emptied and we're just going to work through and fill it back up with all the books that I just took off of it. But we're going to start by putting them on the bottom. I don't know if you guys can see the bottom, but this shelf here likes to fall down, so I need to get that row in there in order to keep it up. Starting with the first book, we have Good Girl Complex by L. Kennedy. I feel like it's a very summery kind of vibe book. I read The Deal by L. Kennedy earlier this year, and I really like the writing, so I think this one came out before the Off-Campus series. I do believe this one is like the bad boy trope and like a goody two-shoes like Miss Perfect, so that could be little high school Heather would have loved this book. I owe it to myself, my teenage self, to read this book this summer. We also have The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Wather. This is, I believe you can find this in the YA section. This follows like a family game of assassin, and I think it's also Second Chance. I think it's also a very cute, beachy summer cover. Next up is a new addition to my book collection, The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. I love this cover so much. I think this is like a special one because the other one is green. So this one will get its chance to be read this summer. I'm very excited to read that one. Next up, we have Off to the Races by Elsie Silver. Originally, I had put Flawless on the cart, but I did remember that I wanted to read this series before I start the Chestnut Springs one. So we're going to start with the Gold Rush Ranch. It's a small town. Is it like an enemies to lovers kind of deal? He does some kind of race. I have no idea. I could not tell you, but it's on the TBR, so hopefully we will get to it and give it a chance. We're going to put The Mistake by L. Kennedy on the TBR. We read The Deal, so now it's time for The Mistake. I know the next book book 2 movie adaptation they are going to do is The Score, but we need to get through this one because this is next in the series. It follows John and Grace. I haven't watched the show in full. I was watching it like broken up with my boyfriend, and then I was just like, we need to sit down and binge this or else I'm not going to remember anything. So I haven't watched the full series yet, so I don't know if these characters are in there. I can't really remember. We're gonna add that on there because, again, it's another thing I keep doing where I start series and don't finish them. So there's a lot of sequels on here. Now, the next book isn't a sequel, but it is a cute little Hallmark summer one, and it's called Once Upon a Royal Summer by Terry Wilson. And this follows a theme park princess meets a single dad who turns out to be a real prince. I'm a sucker for anything royalty with princesses, bodyguards, and there's one more, men with masks. Okay, so this is right up my alley. So, on the TBR. Next, another sequel, Training the Heart by Paisley Hope. So this is book 2 in, what is this series called? In the Silver Pines Ranch series, and I just read book 1 again earlier this year, so we're just gonna throw the second one on there because I need to get through series. But this one is, in this steamy cowboy romance, a grumpy ranch owner and a sunny horse trainer must learn to work together, and then this is the second novel in the series. I picked up this book, brought it home, and then realized it was the second, so I had to go back and get the first. But we did meet these characters in the first, so I am excited to read their story. This follows Wade and Ivy. We've got Night Shift by Annie Crown. This is one of those Wattpad published books, but I do really think this is such a cute cover. Ignore the sticker. I know we hate stickers. Night Shift. I actually don't know what this is about. College bookworm and a campus basketball star share an encounter in the library stacks. Things get complicated. A book about books. Sign me up. Continuing a series. Daisy Hates by Jess Hastings. I really liked Magnolia Parks. I have a bee stuffy because of that now. So I'm excited to read Daisy's story. I don't know too much. We didn't get to know too much about Daisy other than it's not summer without a Carly Fortune book, and I've been meaning to get to the second one, Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. I don't know who this follows. I don't know if it's connected. I don't think it is. But this follows Fern and Will. It takes place in Toronto or / Muskoka Lakeside Resort. So I believe this is going to be a second chance. I think the first book was also like friend. The first book is Every Summer After, and it's like childhood friends to lovers, second chance. My own personal thoughts, I hate second chance romances with a burning passion, but we're gonna try and stay open-minded here. We're just gonna keep all options open. Maybe I'll love this second chance. We don't know. We put the Happy Ever After playlist by Abby Jimenez on this TBR. I believe this is one where there's like a dog and nobody claims the dog, so she keeps the dog, but then the owner comes and tries to claim it, and he's like a rock star. Also, any books with music. Tessa Bailey, My Killer Vacation. I feel like this is one of the few summary ones that Tessa has that aren't sports related. I really like this cover. A bounty hunter and an elementary school teacher. Yup. How do I get that in there? Annabelle Monaghan, Summer Romance. I really don't know anything about this. I have 2 Annabelle Monaghan books on the TBR. They are both summer in the title, so they got added. So, there you are, your spot on the TBR. Then we've got this dark romance called No Fear by Tate James. I believe this follows a cam girl, but it had beautiful sprayed edges, and I saw that it was a new release, so I went and bought it. It looks really cute. That's all I know, and that's all I'm gonna share. This is one my boyfriend picked out for me. It's a baseball romance. It's called Heavy Hitter by Katie Cotugno. I've read other books by this author and I enjoyed them. So this is just going to be a short little fun read for this summer. I'm hoping it's a good one. Another sequel, Ricochet by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I read Addicted to You about two years ago now. I think it's time that Ricochet gets read. I did think this was a different couple, but it is not. It is still Lily and Lo. I'm going to put that on here and hopefully enjoy it. This is a book that my boyfriend's sister and I are going to read together. It is Pretty Furious by E.K. Johnston. This follows a group of 5 girls from Ontario who have decided that it's time to bring a dark side to their community. It's a short little one. It should be an enjoyable read for us. Next, we have All the Missing Girls by Megan Miranda. My boyfriend actually ended up picking this out as my May TBR, and I didn't get time to read it. So, we're gonna read it. We're gonna add it to this TBR. We need a few little thrillers, and there was like a little fair on the cover, so I think that's fitting for summer. Next up, we have a YA, The Rest of the Story by Sarah Dessen. I have read one of Sarah Dessen's books and really enjoyed it. I always feel like I read like so many of these authors' books, but I usually read one. And then I just don't continue. I just jump everywhere. Sarah Dessen, I really enjoyed the one book I did read, so I'm adding this one. This one is Screaming Summer with a little dock and sunset with boats. Perfect. I'm excited to get to reading that one. Then we have The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. Tell me that does not scream summer vacay. This one, I think a wedding goes off and like then people take their honeymoon or something, or they get sick and the bridesmaid and the maid of honor and the best man take the honeymoon. I think maybe. We're gonna add The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston to the TBR. Recently read an Ashley Poston book, really enjoyed it, so we're gonna put that one on here. And plus, I think yellow is really in the summer, so another yellow book sounds perfect to me. We're gonna add Into the Woods by Jenny Holiday. This one takes place at a summer camp with a grumpy rock star and a cynical dance instructor. Say less, it's going on the TBR. The Ballad of Darcy and Russell by Morgan Matson. Morgan Matson writes a lot of YA kind of summary books. This one is an ARC. Not my ARC, I thrifted it, but this is like one of the first books I grabbed off the shelf that was telling me, like, yeah, this is giving summer. I should read it this summer. So that's why it's here. It's going on the TBR. Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. I have all 3 of these books in the series and I need to read them. So we're going to start the first one here. I think this cover is actually so cute. I love all the covers and how there's like the couple on the front. And they're not like your typical cartoon cover. I love it. But I don't know what this one's about. And we're going to leave this one a mystery for me. We got a few classics on here. We got Persuasion by Jane Austen. I feel like Jane Austen gives very like summer classic. I could be totally wrong because I've never read a classic before. This is Jane Austen's last novel, so add it to the TBR. We've got By Your Side by Casey West. Casey West is a very, very easy read, like very young, like a teen YA book. But her books are always so quick and easy to read and they have a sweet story attached to them. So we're gonna add this one. This is High on the TBR, First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. A hopeless romantic meets a demoralized radio host in this cozy, Sleepless in Seattle inspired love story. I haven't seen Sleepless in Seattle, but I do believe that someone's daughter calls the radio host and tries to set her up with someone, I think. I've just heard good things about it and a lot of people love it, so I feel like I need to read it to love it. We've got Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Again, swimming beach summer. We've got Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute by Talia Hibbert. Another book by this author that I recently picked up, as you can see from the thrift store. I believe they are hiking. They're on a hiking trip. Childhood best friends to lovers, maybe? I read Practice Makes Perfect, so now we gotta read When in Rome. Because I really like the characters that I met in the book, so I should read their story. This is by Sarah Adams, if I didn't mention that already. I'm just really excited to read that. So on to the second row. of the car, we're going to add Stay With Me by Mila Gray. This is another continuation sequel kind of book. I believe these are all some kind of like military working centered romances. So the first book in the series was her brother and her brother's best friend, who she is in love with, go off to the military. And I believe there's a war and only one comes back. So that one, I think I remember crying. So it's time that I had this one, you know? This is a forbidden romance, a wounded Marine, and the girl determined to save him. So, don't mind if I do. I love me a good little sad book. A recent ad that's high on the TBR, The Bodyguard by Catherine Sender. Again, bodyguards, love it. This one is, she's the bodyguard to him. I love that. So, and yellow, summer, it's added. Here's the other Annabelle Monaghan book. This is same time next summer. I don't know if these like have an order to the way you need to read them, but I thrifted this one and it's perfect. I need to read it. So the next book is a bit of a chunky one. I actually have no idea what it's about, but I feel like it's very nighttime, summer, and it is More of Us to the West by Trinity Dunn. It says, 2 very different worlds for 2 very different lives. When tragedy strikes, her love story's anything but over. I really don't know too much about it, and it's one of those ones, maybe I should just go into it blind. So that one's there now. We've got a Penelope Douglas. It is not a summer TBR without a Penelope Douglas book, for me at least, because she's one of my auto-buy top favorite authors. Birthday Girl. I believe this one is a romance with her ex-boyfriend's dad, but she's in a pool, so that's why it's added. We've got another Carly Fortune book. This one is The Summer Will Be Different, and this one takes place in PEI, which is one of my favorite places ever. I just gotta add it. Like I feel like I can't come up with new excuses. I just want it on there. This one, the sequel just came out, or like the next one in the series, and it's gorgeous. So I need to read the first one in order to be able to purchase the second one, and that is The Lovers by Kristen Cast. Oh my god, beautiful book. I love this book so much. It's going on. I can't not put it on. Legendary by Stephanie Garber. I loved Caraval was 5 stars for me. I do not know why I didn't pick this up, but we're going to read it. I promise. I hope. I want to read the series because I also really want to read the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, so I need to finish this one first. I have a really hard time finishing series. Really hard time. Another B.K. Borison book, Mixed Signals. I believe this is the summer one in the season series, because I've read the winter one. And I was going to read the spring one, but ran out of time. So this is the summer one, I think. This is a small-town baker learns to raise her expectations for the love when some help from a handsome local teacher in this sunny romantic comedy. Now this isn't a sequel, but this is the last book in the trilogy, and I started this trilogy back at the beginning of college. So about 6 years ago. 5 years ago, almost 6. So this is Reached by Ali Condi. This came out maybe in the 2000s. It is a dystopian. Let's see when this book came out. But 2012. I put it off because it's so chunky. And I remember loving the first book, and then the second book was kind of like, okay, we're dragging a bit, So I'm hoping there's some action in this one to keep me engaged. But it's on there because I really need to finish that series. This one is also really high on the TBR. I really want to read this one. It's a sad one. The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. I love Fourth Wing. So, I want to try some of Rebecca Yarros' other books. And The Last Letter seems perfect. This is a new pickup too. This is Water Moon by Samantha Soto Yambao. A pawn shop that turns into a cozy ramen restaurant. And there was like an attack on the place. And there's some like magical realism kind of stuff in it. So, I added it. because it's beauty and I want to read it. We have The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. This is a TV series, but it is considered a classic, and I just, there's only 9 chapters. It's just over 200 pages. A little horror classic for the summer. We've also got A Man Called Ove, whatever you want to call him. The movie calls him Otto. I want to watch the movie, but I really want to read a Frederick Bachman book, and this is the one that kind of screams summer to me. So, we're going to read this guy, and there's a cat. So, I think it's just about his life. So, maybe he's a grumpy man or something. We have A Cuban Girl's Guide to Teen Tomorrow by Laura Taylor Nemi. I loved Library of Lost Things by this author, so I picked up another book. And this book follows Lila, who's spending a summer in England. So, a little summer vacay European romance. We also have The Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith. This is popular. Everyone loves this book. The second one just came out, and I was influenced to purchase it. So I purchased it, and now it's on TBR because I really do want to read it soon. We have The Last Beautiful Girl by Nina Lauren. I believe this is a horror book that follows a haunted house where these girls do photo shoots for portraits for their Instagram account. It's like a new age kind of horror, so should be an interesting read. I actually think the cover is really pretty. I love the pink dustiness of it, so that has been added. We have another sequel, Catching Fire by Susan Collins. I really want to finish all these books before the movie comes out in November. Hunger Games was a 5-star read for me, so I think Catching Fire is going to continue it since it's one of my favorite movies in the series. So we're going to read Catching Fire. Jessica Consolo has one of my favorite. It was a trilogy, now there's 2 other books, but this is one of her non-related ones to the series, which is Best Vacation Ever. Summer. I actually have no idea what it's about, but I love this author, so I just bought the book. Oh, the back says, 2 best friends, 5 hot guys, 1 dream vacation. What could possibly go wrong? Okay. And then this is another arc of a book, but I needed some fantasy books. This is not my arc. Again, I thrifted this one. This is called The Song That Moves the Sun by Anna Bright. A stunning romantic new YA fantasy for fans of Laini Taylor and Alexandra Bracken. I think Alexandra Bracken wrote The Darkest Minds. I believe it's like astrological, spacey, adventure. I think we're going to them blind because honestly the back I don't really understand, so another new pickup that I really want to read, The Names by Florence Knapp. I waited till this came out in paperback to get it. You get 3 stories in here following the names of the possible names that she would have named her son. So we get to see what their lives would have turned out if they had a different name. We have a thriller called Never Saw Me Coming by Vera Kurian. This is also an arc, not my arc, thrifted arc. Actually, it literally says nothing. It just says, you should never trust a psychopath, but what if you had no choice? That's all it says. So, that's all we're going off of. Match Me If You Can by Tiana Smith. This is definitely a YA book, and it follows a girl who matchmakers people, but I think her best friend wants her to matchmake her with a guy who isn't her match. Then we have a Kier Cass book. We have The Siren. Perfect little summer mermaidy kind of read. I love the Selection series. It's one of my favorite series, and I kind of have the itch to read it, but I do need to get through my other Kier Cass books before I do that. So we have that one on the TBR. 27 Minutes by Ashley Tate is another thriller. I believe this whole book takes place in 27 minutes. That's it. So it's quite interesting of a concept, so added that. And then we got an Abby Jimenez, Just for the Summer. Now, let me know if I'm supposed to read the other books in the series before I read this one, or if it's okay that I just read this one. Because this one is the summer one, and the others aren't really, I don't think they are summery, but I can read them if I need to before this one. Let me know in the comments below, but for now, it's just gonna get added. Next, we have Alex Approximately by Jen Bennett. I think I have another book by this author, but this is like one of those popular YA ones that people have read. So she's in a pool. That screams summer to me. And then we've got another fantasy. This is House of Salt and Sorrows. This is a twisted retelling of the 12 Dancing Princesses, which is my favorite Barbie movie, so it is being added to the TBR. Now we are about to move on to the top because the whole other shelves are filled. We have When the Light Went Out by Bridget Moresi. This says 7 friends, 5 years of silence. One mystery that will bring them back together again. It looks like it takes place in July, so maybe I could. Oh, it takes place all within July, but different years. So that's perfect for this upcoming month. We have 1,000 Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. I feel like this is a book that I should have read a long time ago, but I didn't, and I've heard it's very sad. And I'm not sure. I just really wanted to read it, so it's getting added. Racing the Sun by Karina Haley. I don't know too much about this one, but they look like they're at a beach. When I'm traveling, I feel like the secret to my life, to myself, to really becoming is one step ahead. It's in the destination, the next town I get lost in, the next stranger I talk to. It's always next, but never here. So I think it's about a girl who goes backpacking and then ends up getting stuck somewhere and has to babysit some children for some extra money to get a ticket out of there, and they have an older grumpy brother. So that should be cute. We have Call Me By Your Name by Andre Aciman. I really want to watch the movie, so we're going to read the book first. Fantasy book, The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. I've heard good things about it. Don't know much about it. I'm sure she heals people in prison. A continuation of a series. This is Because of Low by Abby Glines. I read the first one in the series last year, so we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it going and finish these series. Another one is another sequel, The Housemaid's Secret by Frida McFadden. I think I've read 2 Frida McFadden books now, and I really like them. So this book's actually really stiff, but we're going to read it because the sequel, this movie, will come out next December, so gotta be ready for that. This one is called Entranced by the Basilics by Lillian Lark. I picked this up at like a little like book con. I don't know too much about it. The back doesn't tell me much. It's just a scene from the book. So I don't know. Maybe it'll make it on TBR this summer. We're getting down to we're like almost done. We have The Royals Next Door by Karina Haley. Oh wait. Oh, we have 2 books by the same author. I didn't even know that. But I believe this one, an ordinary summer goes royally awry when a prince and princess move next door, bringing their handsome bodyguard with them. Okay. Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. This was turned into a movie a long time ago, and I want to watch the film, so I'm gonna read the book first. It's Not Summer Without a Little Ellen Hildebrand. We got Golden Girl. Again, another one I don't know anything about. We have The Seventh Champion by Sylvie Mercedes. This says a dragon princess joins forces with a sacred prince to escape a competition for her hand in marriage. Unaware, he is hiding dark secrets of his own in the first of a new romantic duology. It's also a really cute cover. I love the art on it. Kira Cass, 1,000 Heartbeat. This says, I told myself that it had been the rain. It was something hitting the mountains, or a tree falling, or anything else really. But every time Lennox smiled or touched me, or even looked at me a certain way, I would hear it again, the sound of 1,000 heartbeats. There's Someone Inside Your House by Stephanie Perkins. I do believe I watched the movie of this. I believe it was okay. Hoping the book is going to be better, but I wanted to add a little summer-ish horror book on here, and that's the one we added. Mary Jane by Jessica Anya Blau. I think everyone read this a few years back, and I think the other cover's more beachy, but I have this cover. which I haven't seen anybody really have before. So next we have Lightlark by Alex Astor. I believe this was a tie between like the Hunger Games meets like a royalty like competition. It's been a very popular book for a long time, and I want to read it. It's not a summer without a little Emily Henry. We got some beach read. I haven't read this one yet. I'm hoping to find my Emily Henry books. Like, everyone has one that they absolutely love. I'm hoping to find mine. We have another sequel, Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. Loved A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Don't know why I didn't pick this up, but this will be the summer I pick it up. I will finish the series. We have another thriller, Till Death Do Us Part by Laurie Elizabeth Flynn. Another book, I read another book by this author and absolutely loved it, so adding another one to the TBR. We have Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong. This one, someone on Bookstagram loved, so I figured I'd pick it up. I believe it's like takes place, I don't know if it's fantasy, but I also think it's historical. So we have Happy Place by Emily Henry. I see people jumping into water, so maybe this one will be my Emily Henry book. We have Bring Me Back by B.A. Paris. I believe this is about a woman, like a wife that goes missing, and then he moves on, and then she shows up again. Kind of one of those thrillers. We have Expiration Dates by Rebecca Searle. I don't know. It feels very beachy, and I actually really don't know what it's about, but I did order it when it came out, but I think it came out last year. It also has the deckled edges, and I really don't like those. It came out in 2024, so I bought this in 2024 and haven't read it. So it's been 2 years. I think I need to read it. We have another, this is the last classic I added, and it is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I added it because it is tiny. It is not even 150 pages, so we're going to be some literature queens this year. And then the last book is another fantasy, and it is The Shadows Between Us by Tricia Levenseller. And it has beautiful sprayed edges, and I don't know what this one's about. A lady named Alessandra who wants to gain power, so she has a plan to woo the Shadow King, marry him, and then kill him and take his kingdom for herself. So this should be an interesting little interesting read. I love one where they plan to take over and then they fall in love. So that is all of the summer and immediate TBR cart. I look forward to picking my monthly TBRs from this cart. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a like so I know, and I'll make more seasonal TBR carts. Maybe next for the fall we'll make it together. Don't forget to subscribe so you see more videos of mine, and you can stay up to date on my reading journey. And I think that is all. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.